Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Sad day for America. Sad day. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Like, like y'all know, I live in Michigan, and yeah, no inflation now, no jobs, no millionaires, no billionaires. They're gonna. I can already hear the sucking sound from New York over here, and that's the people leaving. Not to mention, Wall Street is probably going to be moving. The New York Stock Exchange is probably going to be moving to the Texas Stock Exchange. Huh. Kevin, Junkyard, Dan, the Ross Perot. That's right. Um, we had our election here last night. We repealed the POS, the piece of shit, um, or point of sale, 4-1. Now, I don't know what it costs to put it on the ballot, but it does cost money to put that stuff on the ballot. And I think um, the rest of the city council members and the mayor, well, see, the mayor got voted in again last night because nobody ran against her. So we need somebody to run against the mayor on her next term in 4 years and get rid of her. 3 city council members were replaced last night. Unfortunately, my friend did not win. But we got a Republican in there, we got a left winger in there, and we got a transvestite in there. Yeah. The melting pot of America. Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, the next, there's 3 more city council members. One that voted for the ordinance is gets reelected in 2 more years. So he's going to be gone, most likely. And the other 2, plus the mayor, but the other 2 get elected in 2 more years too, or re-election for 2 more years, or in 2 more years. But the other 2, they voted along with the other 4, plus the mayor, to make it 7, to put it on the ballot. Nobody spoke up and said, hey, hey, hey. The people spoke when they went out and got a petition done. They don't want this ordinance. None of them spoke up. They said, all right, well, they'll put it on the ballot. So they need to go too. I'm thinking about starting a U-Haul company in New York. It's only going to be short term. Less than a year. Well, Ma, you look pretty today. You didn't say hi, Junkyard.
Hi, Junkyard. I knew you were going to say that.
That's right. Next time you're in the homeless shelter for Somalians. That's right. Yeah. Oh my God. Did you see that? I have to show it to you. Hold on a second. Huh. Tony, we got commercials. Just a minute. I'm getting it ready right now to show you. Look in the chat. Yeah. Oh, look what old mean old Iron Dog did to Kevin Miller won. Yeah. Anyways, the tranny and her husband. Okay. Now this is where you can't make this stuff up, people. Sit down and don't take a drink of coffee because you might spit it back out. Now the transvestite that ran for city council and won is a female. Okay? Female. She's growing a beard and a mustache, and she's got short hair. And she's married to a gay guy. Now, I'm just thinking, if she hasn't had surgery, okay, addictomy, if she hasn't had that, when they're in one of their maintenance sessions, wouldn't that just be like a regular male and female maintenance session? So, I think they're both hypocrites. You're right. What did he say? He said I should waddle for office because I can't run. That's what he said, Dale. No, not the mayor. No. He works. Excuse my. It works with the mayor at a children's preschool. Yeah, nursery school. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I can guarantee you, no real thinking parents take their kids there. Probably. You're right. Not that she's not mentally unstable. Somebody wrote today, the guy's wife actually wrote this morning. I'm disappointed that James didn't win. I'm even more disappointed at who was voted in. It says a lot about this city of Adrian residents. They voted in somebody who plays pretend all day of their life and thinks that we should have any and every illegal person in our city. I guess it's safe to say nothing will change around here. God help the city. And it's the truth. I'm thinking about moving south 20 miles. Yeah. Monday night, they were doing the city council meeting. And at the end, right before they were going to adjourn, um, they had to go into a closed meeting for litigation purposes. Why? I don't know. It wasn't even on the agenda. Then they come back out of the special meeting and they passed it. What? I don't know. It wasn't on the agenda. They just said our resolution RH something, and then they passed it, not telling any of us what the resolution was or what it cost us. I'm sure it cost us money. There you go again, Kevin. You're right. Like I said, and I've said it at every meeting. When you guys go behind that closed door, you're screwing every taxpayer because that's their money you're screwing with. And if it's taxpayer money that's involved, it should be out in the open for everybody to hear your comments. And that's why they go in the closed door meeting. So you don't know exactly who said what and what they said. And then they come out and pass it. They did a closed door meeting. And it was legal stuff. Well, I don't care. I'm a taxpayer. So that's part of my money you're giving away. So that involves me. Anyways, they went in and they was there for about 45 minutes inside that chamber. Then they come back out. And then they voted on it. And they passed it. Well, then they had comments about it afterwards. But see, nobody knew what they went in and voted for. They just said for John something. I can't remember his last name. But what it was is they want to build a tunnel under the main road, right by Beecher and Main. It's going to be on Main Street, but it's going to be just north of Beecher, past the railroad tracks. And they want to build a tunnel there for the trail, so people don't have to walk across the street. I stated a long time ago, they bought all the property, or they had claims on all the property. So why, instead of spending $5 million on a tunnel that the homeless are going to live in, and there's going to be, syringes and muggins and rapings and all that other stuff in there, why don't we build a bridge? And not a bridge with steps. You can have steps, but a bridge with a ramp. 150 feet long to get you up 14 feet. That's not that big of a grade. Okay. So if they build a bridge to get them up there, and a ramp to get them across the street, and a ramp to come down, that would save them $3 million, $4 million. They don't want to do that. But they went out and spent one of the properties that they had a claim on. The guy was the last one to sell. So you know what that means, don't you? He got what he wanted. They give him $74,000 for his property. Then they went back in on that closed door meeting and give him $126,000 to make it even 200 grand. Now they did this over a year ago, and they haven't done nothing with the property. The tunnel has not been done. They don't even have the money to do the tunnel. They got part of it. The state gave them $2 million, and now they got to come up with the rest of it. And every month that they wait costs them more money because the engineers that are doing this are charging them like $100,000 to be at their beck and call. Yeah. So who's getting stroked? We are. Yeah, Hakeem. Hakeem. Hmm. I'll have to do that. What their lawyer says is it's completely legal that they can go into closed door meetings. I don't think it is. I think the only way you can have a closed door meeting if you are like they did a closed door meeting when they fired, or excuse me, when the last city administrator tendered up his resignation. He didn't tender it up. The city council members fired him. And in order for him to leave without, you know, too big of a fuss, they ended up giving him like $400,000 to leave. They give him his severance pay, they give him his buyout pay, and they paid him to relocate. Isn't that something? I'll have to look at it. But what they're saying is they have to go into closed meetings because of legality. That nobody, the public shouldn't know things that are being discussed. Well, see, the city lawyer, he sits right up there. He sits right up at the council, right at the very top, where the council members are. They have their city lawyer there at every meeting. And he's the one that's saying it's legal. Well, his wife, she didn't run for re-election because she was on the city council and she was one of the ones that voted for the appointments. Yeah, no, he's just a yes man. And I have sit right there at that podium and told them, looked right at them and pointed at each one of them. I said, every time you guys go in that meeting back there, you're screwing us taxpayers. And don't say you're not, because every time you go in there, it costs us more money. And if I wasn't right, then the council member should have spoke up, or the lawyer should have spoke up right then. Well, yes, we can. No. All right, I love you too, Dan. Take care. Well, Dickie, he was so crooked. They're getting an auger and they're going to drill his grave. There ain't no sense of digging it. They're just going to drill it because they're going to have to screw that son of a bitch into the ground. my language, but it's the truth. I know, going to be a lot of bragging going on, yeah. Let's see who's bragging when all the the billionaires and millionaires leave New York. Businesses start leaving, and wait till all the grocery stores shut down because they're going to be government grocery stores. Yeah, yeah. Ooh, red light. Yeah, you're right. I guess 35 of them before the election last night contacted somebody and said they wanted to negotiate. So I we haven't missed them since they started. So I say just fire them all. We could rent that building out to somebody else that could use it. Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking we got to be able to at least get $30,000 a month rent on that building, at least. You know, it's beautiful on the inside of here. Hell, better yet, we could probably get $1 million a month from it because all the offices in there get 2-3 grand an office, you know, plus the big ballroom that's in there. Knock out all them chairs, make it a ballroom. Yeah. And they have their own cafeteria in there. It's not restaurant food. It's not cafeteria food either. They get made there. They actually have it's like 5-star dining inside that building. They can eat there, and I don't even think they have to pay for their dinner. Filet mignon and all that other good stuff. All the perks. Hey, buddy. No. Yeah, Rob. That's right. You're so heartless. They have to eat too. I didn't check the ring to see what went on last night. I'm sure a lot of it did because the cat was absolutely going nuts. So, hey, tell Gretchen to come here, please. Yeah, had a big old kitty cat at quarter after 4 this morning. Another big kitty cat. Give me a roll of paper towels out of there, will you? Another garage. Thank you. And by kitty cat, I mean mountain lion, because this thing looks like it's big as a dog. Thank you.
What's your name?
Hey, there's donuts right there. Anyway, so that's what went on this week, Monday and yesterday. And I had a guy come over. He's coming over to check out the chipper shredder that I got. And so he's going to be there. He's going to be over here at 4:45 Monday. I went out there and got the chippers off the trailer and we got it started. And it wasn't running right. So I threw some carb cleaner in it, sprayed it down, let it set, got it running. And it was running halfway decent. It had a hell of a knocking. Shots, everybody, shots, shots, everybody, shots, shots, everybody, shots, everybody, shots, shots, everybody, shots. It's 4-shot Wednesday, water glass. Good morning, STD. Had a hell of a knocking. Junkyard says goodbye, good Gretchen.
Goodbye.
You want to shut that door for me? Had a hell of a knock in it. I can't tell if it's knocking in the engine or if it's knocking on the chip part, hitting something inside the throat. So I'm gonna have to take it apart. The guy, if he wanted it the way it was, he'd have it for $60. I'll take it apart and see what's going on. If it's the engine, I have a Honda that I'll probably put on it. Love you too.
It's not even there.
Still
Alright.
close.
Alright. I love you. Be
I
careful.
love you and be careful.
Chilly.
Yeah, it's 42 degrees. I know. Somebody wrote the other day, what's Nancy going to do after she retires? And I said, lose money in the stock market. She's no good to the stock market anymore, so why would they give her any information? Yeah. You scum, yeah. Yeah. He's a waste of skin. She's a waste of skin. Talib's a waste of skin. Cortez is a waste of skin. Feinstein's a waste of skin. Waters, not Jesse. No relation to Jesse. Waste of skin. Yeah. Dingle, is a waste of skin. McCain's a waste of skin. You know, I look at it this way: they're using up valuable resources for the rest of us. They're breathing in our air. You know, all we'd have to do is email a certain person that her husband used to be president and was caught. I'm not going to mention any names, but her husband was president, was caught having sexual relationships with an intern. We need to email that person's wife and tell her what all those politicians are going to come out and blame her for everything. Huh. I bet before it'd be done with, they'd all be dropping like flies. It's like, you know, Hakeem says he knows the truth about your political government. On a totally unrelated note, Hakeem Jeffries was found floating face down in his bathtub. Uh, I know that you just got to get a hold of the right person. Yeah, he probably did. Can you actually see all the way over there?
Yes. I see plus. Now.
Okay.
Plus just went there. Fine.
I just wondered if you keep staring over there, if you could actually see her.
Make sure the bus comes here. You can see somewhat.
Mm-hmm.
If that lid wasn't down like that.
Want me to go over and cut it?
If you like.
The DA in Virginia kind of surprised you? I didn't hear anything about Virginia yet. So, what did you guys do yesterday? I would actually like to know. I would like to know what the vote was. There's 4-1 on the repeal, according to them.
It was what?
It passed by 4-1. So for every 4 voters, there was 1 voter that voted for it.
Yeah.
You know who they are. Them communist bastards that live on the west side. Huh. Well, that was nice, yeah. To get tamales and Adrian. Yeah, I know. Isn't that nice? Our gas is going to go up 21 cents just because of tax. We already, I don't know what is, I got to see what the gas tax is, but we are already paying an exorbitant amount. Hey, I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. You said welcome back before it even said I was going back live again. Right now it's like 70 cents for gas tax in Michigan right now. And then you got the, the 20 cents or whatever the hell it's going to be. Yeah. So we're going to be at 90 cents, 91 cents a gallon at least. Huh. Well, it said I was buffering here, so I don't know. Ugh. Taxes, 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 taxes. Seems to me the government wouldn't be so damn greedy and they wouldn't need so much tax money. According to all these, city council members that are up there, they don't do it for the money. They do it because. Well, why can't these other politicians do it because? That's right. I watched a video yesterday of an electric car that was rear-ended in a freeway accident. The tow company come picked it up And the fire department at that area right there, they have a big roll-off box that's watertight. And what they do is they put them cars that get in accidents, the lithium battery cars, the ones that get in accidents, when they get took to this tow yard, they put them in these roll-off boxes and they shut the tailgate on them and they leave them in there. If it starts to catch on fire, the fire department comes over and they fill the roll-off container with water to help put it out. Well, the video I was watching showed the water boiling in that roll-off container, and it boiled for 13 hours until the fire finally went out of that car. Now that car sat in that roll-off container for 3 weeks before it bursted into flames. I guess that's what's dangerous about it. They can burst into flames anytime. Yeah. Well, you know, the game wardens aren't getting any more money. And, you know, the pothole tax, we got a big pothole tax because they don't take care of the potholes here. I know water and electricity don't mix. Right. But there's no other way to put out one of them fires. What they try to do is smother it by, you know, filling it up full. You couldn't even see the car. That's how much water was in this container. And yet it's still boiled. I was thinking, I don't understand why they couldn't build an airtight roll-off box, put the car in it, shut the door, and then, you know, vacuum out all the air. I think they'd have a better chance of keeping the fire down that way than with the water. Yeah, I know they can't afford it. I don't know. I can't afford an electric car. Too expensive. I can't afford to charge one. Too expensive. Our electric bill went up $100 a month, and we're on the payment plan. Yeah. I know I need to get me a windmill. Unexpectedly, yeah. I know. You're just gonna borrow. Maybe he should have unplugged it first. Yeah. Electricity, that's something. Years ago, a guy named Virgil Clump. He's no longer with us, but Virgil owned a land care company, lawn care company, and he used to mow a bunch of lawns and stuff. And he would do some other stuff, odds and ends. And where we used to live when we was kids on 223, right next to it was um, a chicken ranch called, or on the other side of the terminal, there was a chicken ranch called Fiddlers. And Fiddlers had a great big old building back there, and they used to, raise chickens and eggs and stuff like that. And they had a silo back there. And Virgil was out there mowing the lawn, and he seen all them big old electrical cables that went out there to that silo. And he asked the owner, he said, "Hey, being that silo is no longer working, what are you doing with all that cable that run out there?" And he said, "Nothing, you can have it if you want it." Virgil said, okay. The next day, Virgil come out there with a big old pair of bolt cutters. And he went to cut that cable in half, and all of a sudden, wham! Melted the end off in the bolt cutters. It knocked him back about 10 feet. He said, "It had 440 volts running through it." I said, I would have expected you might want to shut that stuff off before you started doing that. He said, "I didn't know it was live." I said, "Did the owner?" He said, "No, he didn't think it had juice running out to it anymore either." Yeah. So that's a good way to find yourself killed. I know Benny started it all. He did manage to shut down the electricity and get them cables. Oh, Virgil, he was something. We were at the family kitchen. It was over where we actually used to live when we was kids, right on Main Street. It's where the Culvers is now, but it was a Bonanza at one time and something else. The friendly kitchen. Anyways, I walked in there and I went to sit down, and Virgil walked in behind me and he pulled the chair out from behind me. And I fell on the ground and I landed back on my neck and stuff. I got up and I was a little sore. So I knew what I was going to do then. I was going to play it for everything I could get. So I kept rubbing my neck. Man, my neck really hurts. Oh, God, it really hurts. And then somebody would talk to me, and I'd turn because I couldn't turn my neck, you know. And this Virgil sitting there saying, "You're faking, right?" No, I hurt really bad. Well, I had a neck brace at the house. So the next Saturday, I come in there to go to the restaurant, and Virgil was in there. And I put that neck brace on before I got out of the car. I walked in there like this. And everybody's looking at me. And I said, Virgil. He said, what? I need to know the name of your insurance company. Why is that? I said, because my lawyer wants it. Uh, I thought he was going to drop over and pass out right there. It was funny. I had him going for almost 2 hours. He went up to go to the bathroom. And when he got up to go to the bathroom halfway through this conversation, and there's like 7 or 8 of us sitting at this table. He got up to go to the bathroom. I took my neck brace off and I said, there's nothing wrong with me. And then I put it back on. They're all laughing. You know, they thought it was funny. You know, oh, Virgil, I thought he was going to crap himself. Goodbye, Kevin. I love you too. It was funny. Before he left, I did take off the neck brace, and I told him, I said, I'm just kidding with you. No. What are you doing, buddy? Nah. She's in there in the bedroom, probably. Or in the living room. Oh, man. I'll never forget that the day I die. In fact, I think I'm the only one still alive that remembers it. Yeah. I don't think any of them are alive anymore. All the people that were there. This was, shit, 25 years ago, at least. Did Proposal 50 or whatever pass? Proposition 50? Did it pass? I'll tell you what happened to me yesterday. And I don't know how this happened. I got on Facebook yesterday morning, and I went to Facebook Marketplace. It passed. I went to Facebook Marketplace yesterday, and when I did, it was everything in California. San Francisco, you know, it had Haywood in it, all that. Locked the door and shut it.
I just not. Do I press to start?
Yeah, you push the button.
I didn't know if that was.
Anyways,
You have to put it on.
you're bragging about. It was on San Francisco or whatever, or Sacramento or whatever the hell it was. And everything there was from California. I started looking at this stuff and, man, I got to get a truck and a trailer and go to California because the stuff that they're selling out there is 4 or 5 times as much here. Like they had a Taylor Dawn golf cart
Now,
launch with the batteries,
find something.
$900
You don't
bucks.
have one.
And you come here to Adrian, in Michigan, and there's the same thing. It doesn't run, needs batteries, and it's $2,500. You know, you pick up 3 or 4 of them for $900, you're gonna make a killing, bring them here and selling them. What's the matter?
I said, what?
Yeah.
All right, everybody, I gotta get out of here. Y'all have a great day. God bless. Take care. Prayers and peace, and I will see you on tomorrow morning, 8 or 6:30 a.m. Eastern Standard. If you're so inclined to join me. Take care, everybody.